Gentlemen, I want you to imagine just for a moment that someone approaches you and hands you a box. But this is not just some any box. This is not your typical box, let's say. It's wrapped in barbed wire. It's labeled with every warning you can imagine, from toxic to explosive. And before you can turn around and give it back, that guy's gone. And as you examine the box a little more closely, you realize it has a label on there that's designed exactly for you. It has your name and the word divorce. Most guys will sit there with that divorce box on their lap and never look inside. Well, what if I was to tell you that inside that box is the greatest gift you will ever receive in your life? And I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm not exaggerating one bit. Inside that box is the key to the most fulfilling life that you ever could have imagined. Unfortunately, the packaging is not ideal. Even today, I was looking at the comments, and somebody was talking about their wife and what she was. And someone responded with, "Man, I hope that everything's okay. You don't want to go through a divorce. That's really going to suck." Yeah, it does suck. But you know something? It's the best kind of suck, because you go through it once and everything in your life gets so much better. So today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the ugly box that your Life 2.0 comes in, and how to go from sitting there and staring at it to really enjoying your life. Let's talk about it. A couple of days ago, I had the privilege to talk to this guy about his marriage. He's a smart guy. He's like an astrophysicist. I mean, he's one of those, 1 in a million guys in terms of his intelligence. And he was married to a doctor, of course. But she's not just any doctor. She's a specialist, a very special doctor. And she is also probably one of the worst, most pathological examples of a narcissist that I've ever even heard of. Her lack of empathy and concern and her gaslighting ability, they ought to make a movie about her. I mean, she is absolutely the worst I've ever even heard of. This poor guy, he is living in his basement right now. He's got 2 kids, preteens, or just about teenagers. He's still with this crazy woman because he's afraid of the impact that it will have on his children if he leaves. Now, that is a reasonable and rational excuse. And I used to accept that. Like, okay, you're looking out for the welfare of your kids. And under many circumstances, I would agree that perhaps that is a good thing to do, to hang in there, sacrifice yourself so that the kids might at least have a normal upbringing. But there are times when you have to second guess that advice, because in his particular situation, she is so evil. I can't think of a better word. She is so evil that having those kids in her presence can't be good, He needs to just pull the trigger and get the hell out. The truth of the matter is, when people are that evil, when they're that self-absorbed as she is, she doesn't give a shit about those kids, So he's going to end up with them by default, because she's not going to take care of them. And he's still a smart guy. He still makes a ton of money. He doesn't need her. It just means going from the known pain to the unknown. And that's where most guys drop the ball. That's why people never look inside the package, is because you're going from the known that you know sucks, and you're afraid that you're going to go from the fire, or from the frying pan and into the fire. And I'm telling you, you're not. There is no fire. When you jump out of that frying pan, you're going to land in some cool water. And it's going to be delicious, and it's going to be relaxing and fulfilling, and you're going to experience life like you never could have imagined. Let's be honest about what this package looks like from the outside. I mean, it's ugly. You know that financially, it's going to be devastating. Right off the bat, half your assets are going to be gone. You have to hire a lawyer to defend your assets to the best of your ability. You're going to be accused of things that you probably didn't do. Your reputation is going to be dragged through the courts. She's going to be spreading negative information about you to every friend you ever had or every joint friendship you guys ever had. Hell, she might even be talking to your family about you. You're going to be looking at alimony payments, child support payments, child custody agreements. I mean, the whole thing just goes downhill. It's just a terrible, terrible package to have delivered into your life. And that's why most guys dread it so much. Divorce is the leverage that women have on us in relationships, and they know it. And by the time they exercise that leverage, they have already decided that the relationship is beyond saving. And she has been thinking about it for years. So she knows exactly what she's going to say and who she's going to say it to and under what circumstances. I mean, she has been going through this for a long time. Then think about your retirement. You've got half your pension, half your 401k, whatever money you may have tucked away, that's going to be at risk too. She's going to get half of it. If you've got a military guy or a police guy, you know, you've got some good federal job and you've got a pension associated with it, and half that thing is gone for the rest of your life. It's just gone. So as that divorce package, this metaphorical package is sitting on your lap and you're thinking about all the implications that it has on your life, everything seems bleak. Everything seems terrible. Like there is nothing you can do. Like this is the worst possible scenario. That's why the guy I was telling you about earlier, still in that marriage, he has imagined all of these scenarios and he thinks this is the worst possible thing. I'm here to tell you that that's not the case, that there is a light at the end of this tunnel and it's not a train. And that doesn't even account for the emotional trauma of it all. I mean, you think about it, for the last 20, 30, whatever number of years it's been, you've been somebody's husband. You've been a dad. You've been part of a unit. You've established yourself as a man in the world to some degree through this role that you've taken on as this woman's husband. This is who you are. All this stuff is going through your head. So as you start thinking about what life holds for you right this minute, it doesn't look so good. You know, it really doesn't. Well, I think you can flip this thing over, because if you dig into this box and you start looking at what's inside, you're going to find that there are so many gifts in here for you that you're going to wish you had left her long ago. You're going to wish that you had decided on your own to start this divorce process, that you didn't have to wait for this box to be delivered, that you could have been the initiator of this divorce. Because trust me, life after divorce is far better than staying in a dysfunctional marriage. Inside that terrifying box is not just freedom from something, it's freedom to become something. And that's the gift that no one recognizes. You're not just free from the terrible relationship and all the went with that. You're not just free from the inability to make decisions and stuff like that. You're free to decide what it is you want for yourself. You're free to take on a vision for yourself. You've spent most of the last decade or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it's been making sacrifices on behalf of her, most of which went without recognition and without appreciation. And now you don't need to depend on that reaction, that, what's it called, you know, when they hit you on the knee, it's sort of like an impulse to help her. You can dedicate all that energy to helping yourself, probably for the first time in your life, or at least since you were, you know, an adolescent. This is the beginning of Life 2.0. How it happens for most guys you go through these cycles, and they're very distinct cycles. And I write about it a lot in this book that I got coming up, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about later. But this first cycle that you go through is this cycle of despair. And this is where most guys never get out of. They're stuck in this idea that they were mistreated, that they are victims, that they are hateful and angry, and they have all this animosity associated with the divorce and with the marriage. And they get wrapped up in this nastiness and this negativity that then dominates their life from this point forward. They can't even begin to see the light that's out there. They can't even begin to understand how much more wonderful life can be without this relationship. So the critical factor for getting out of that is to accept that it's happened and just put blame aside. You guys were both in this thing together. The marriage didn't get fucked up by itself. You guys did it together. Yeah, she did some shitty stuff. I bet you did some shitty stuff too. It's hard to just say one person was to blame. And it doesn't matter because it's the past. So why focus on it? You can't change it. You can't control it. It's done. It's over. It's water under the bridge. Let it go. There's no point in going down that path anymore. Just let it go. Turn your head to the moment you're in right now. What are you doing in the here and now? Because right in this moment, you've got some decisions to make. What is your life going to look like today? What are you going to do today? What's going to give your life purpose? What would you like to give purpose for your life? How would you like it to look? These are all wonderful decisions that you get to make. These are not burdens that you carry. These are opportunities that are opening up to you. And the wonderful thing about these opportunities is that unless you get into another terrible relationship, like there's no expiration date. Like you can take your sweet time and just think about it. Like, what do I really want to do? You could take a year or two just pondering this idea of what your life might look like in the future. You don't have to jump right into something. There's no pressure on you in this moment. Do the things that you always wanted to do. Take time to watch your favorite movies, watch your sporting events, go to places you haven't been, hang out with people you haven't seen, call up your old friends, those people that she didn't like. Engage with life at another level. You don't have to be the sad sack, You're gonna cry. Just to get that out of the way right away. There's gonna be some emotion associated with this. There's gonna be some sense of loss, some sense of mourning. There was a lot that went into that relationship. There is no doubting that. And I'm not discounting that in any way at all. You're gonna go through this process. That relationship served a purpose, and your role in it was real to you. It was real. So you are going to mourn this relationship. Let it happen. Just go through that process. Don't resist it. It's just going to happen. But there will come a moment when the mourning stops and the balance of energy between the sadness of the end of the relationship and the loss of the roles and all that stuff, the loss of the money, the loss of everything, all the loss will be on one side. And then the happiness that you feel that you're not in that marriage anymore is going to become more powerful. It's going to weigh more on the scale than all that. You're going to go, wait a second. I feel good. I feel free. I can go do whatever I want today. Like, it's Saturday morning. What do I want to do with this day? Suddenly you're autonomous. You have control. You have the ability to decide. And it is such a revelation. It is so, I don't know how to put it into words. Let's take a moment to talk about all those dreams that you had that have been set aside because you were trying to make room for a woman in your life. What businesses did not get started? What trips did you not take? What friends do you not see anymore? There's so much of your life that we sacrifice when you're in a relationship, a marriage with a woman, because you're always trying to accommodate her needs. You're always trying to make compromises so that there is a sense of fairness about the relationship in some way, shape, or form. You want her to feel comfortable in your life. But what ends up happening is there is very little sense of appreciation that you get for all those sacrifices that you made. And you just keep dying a little bit more and more inside all the time. All that stuff that was so critical to you at different times in your life just fades into the background, and you just let it go. And as it leaves, it's like the soul energy leaving your body as you realize, well, I'll never see my friend again. I don't know when I get to see him again. You know, this business idea was a great idea. I think it could have been wonderful. It would have been difficult for us, but we could have made it work. We could have been rich. This was a good idea. I would have loved to do that. But then it just sort of seeped away, and now it's gone. It's just a distant memory of a guy that you used to be. Well, now you can be that guy again. Now those ideas, those dreams, those trips, those people, they can all come back into your life. And the happiness and the joy and the experience that you have exploring those ideas and those people and those trips and doing the things that are going to fulfill all those dreams that you had are going to turn you into a better person. They're going to make you into the guy that you were always meant to be. Debo! Like I said, there is a process that you have to go through in order to fully realize the opportunity that's at your fingertips here. The shock and awe of the divorce can be pretty devastating. Debo, stay. No, go up there. Come. Debo, come. Come here and sit down. That's a good boy. Come here and sit with me. Come up here and sit. Come here. Come up here. That's a good boy. Okay, sit. So like I said, the process that you go through is a tough one. In the beginning, you've got that shock and awe of the devastation, you know, and it's really tough to get past that for a lot of guys. Getting to that point where you start to discover your inner compass and start to get traction in your new life, it can take a while. It can take a year, sometimes two, but it will happen if you just stay focused on the appreciation and the gratitude that you have for the time that you have remaining. Think about this. You are the best version of yourself when you think back over the course of your life. You're smarter, you're wiser, and in some ways, you're wealthier than you've ever been. You think back to the guy you were when you were 25, you know? I bet you've got a lot more resources at your fingertips right now, if not just in pure finances, then certainly in wisdom and experience. Come back, Debo. Debo, come. Come on back, bud. I want you to stay with me. Good boy. When you bring those resources to bear on something that's critical to you, and it starts to bear fruit, there is nothing quite like it. There is nothing quite like it. Not to mention just all the daily things that you get to do that are completely free of anyone else's interference. You know, what kind of place where you live, what neighborhood you live in, what kind of furniture you have, what things you watch on TV, what kinds of food you decide to eat, just how you use your recreational time. I mean, all of those things really feed into this sense of not just autonomy, but just joyful living that you've missed on for so long. You know, it's like when guys are being tortured, you know. I shouldn't say that. It's probably not torture isn't a good word, but when you experience pain for an extended period of time, you just become used to it. Like, let's say you've got like a bad ankle or something like that. And, you know, after years of walking on this bad ankle, you just get used to the pain. Well, imagine that suddenly that the pain is gone. It's like, oh my God, I could run sprints. It's crazy. I feel so much better. That's what it's like when your divorce happens, when you get through it. Like the pain from that whole marriage, from that whole experience is now gone. And it's like the whole world just looks better. I mean, everything's a little bit greener. The sky's a little bit bluer, you know? The water's a little bit cleaner. The food tastes a little better. Everything is just so much better. And when you get to that place where you realize that, which can be in just a couple of months. I mean, really, it could take a very short period of time for you to get to that place where you're just feeling better about your day-to-day life. It makes it all worth it. In that moment, you go, oh my God, I feel so good, and she's not here. This bed is so much nicer without her in it, without her shit all over the bathroom vanity, you know, without all of her craps, you know, taking up space in the refrigerator. Life is just so much better without her here. When you get to that place, oh man, the sky's the limit. Now you're free. You're free. So you can think of this as your new man's manifesto. First, let's determine what you're not. You're not broken. You're not half a man. You're not a failure. You're not incapable of living a fulfilling life. What you are is a man with experience, a man with resources, a man with wisdom, a man who's learned some hard lessons, but a man who's got time, which is your most valuable asset. You can push forward and create whatever you want. There is no limit. Break free from all of those ideas that, oh, you're too old for this or you're too old for that. Bullshit. You're not. You can do whatever you choose to do. I had a guy go back to school and get his master's degree at age 50, you know? So you can do it. You can do it. You just need to have the vision, you need to have the dream, and you need to have the desire to do it. Once you have those things in place, it's just a matter of finding a way to pay for it or make it happen, taking the time to do it. It becomes a labor of love. And when you're focused on yourself and you are joyfully working for your own benefit, there's no feeling quite like it, you know? You become energized at a level that you can't imagine. Now, doing these videos and working my coaching practice, I'm frequently up to 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I got to be up the next day at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, and I rarely feel tired. Now, I have missed some workouts, and I have not been eating as cleanly as I would like to, but it's not because I'm under stress. It's because I just can't get enough. It's like I just want to get more and more done. Like I've just got too many ideas. I have too many dreams that I want to see come true. And I'm using my time to the best of my ability to push through and get it done. And when you get into that place, man, life becomes really enjoyable. I mean, it really is not a slog anymore. It feels like, why wasn't I doing this the whole time? Why did I allow myself to get sucked into this marital trap, into this concept that having a wife made me a man? It never did. It never did. You were always that man. So if you're a guy who's recently been served those nasty divorce papers and that ugly box is sitting on your lap right now, don't let yourself spiral out of control here. Focus on the fact that you are completing Life 1.0. You have finished the curriculum. You have done all that was expected of you. Regardless of the details of your particular relationship, it was a success. You raised children, you stayed together, you did the things that you set out to do. The relationship was destined to end at some point, and yours has ended now. Now begins Life 2.0. And this is the advanced class. This is where you get all the good stuff. You remember back in school, like if you went to college, those first couple of years they had you doing all the bullshit work, going through all those classes that you just had, there were prereqs for everything that you wanted to learn. Well, now you're in the advanced level, the master's level, if you will, where you get to focus your attention on just those things that you want to do, that you love. This is why you started this process to begin with. Now you get to experience it. So, don't allow yourself to get into that negative frame of mind. Don't let yourself get stuck here at the beginning. This is just day one. Down the road, good things are coming. They're just coming. And as long as you keep an optimistic attitude, you accept what is, don't try to change what's been, have some gratitude for what's happening right now. Do your best to forgive the bitch. I mean, I know she's got some nasty stuff, she did some terrible things, whatever, doesn't matter. The forgiveness isn't for her, it's about letting the load off of you so you're not carrying around all that negative crap, because you don't have room in your life for all that negativity. What you have room for is all those great things that you want to achieve. That is what Life 2.0 is about. It's about becoming the guy that you were always meant to be. That's what it's about. And that starts today. All right, you guys, that's all I got for you. I certainly hope you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, I'm writing a book on this, and I'm going to be updating my courses on my website. I'll post something in the community section, but if you want to go check it out, my website is www.johnsgriffin.com. Hopefully I'll get something up this afternoon that talks a little bit about the course and the book. I'm not done completely editing it, but it's about 90% done. So hopefully within the next week I'll get it completed. Anyway, if you want to sign up for coaching, please go to my website and sign up, and I'll give you a rough copy of the book and we can start working with it right away. And that way you can start healing and moving forward with Life 2.0. All right, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you know someone who's going through all this crap, share the video with them. Maybe it'll shine a little light into their life and they'll find the energy to turn things around. Until next time, stay healthy, and if you can, stay single.